I had depression when I was 15.
Oh, just jump straight in there.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Three Asians.
Yay!
She's back. She is not busy.
I am, but
She is, but she's not as busy as she
What can
has
you
been
do?
the last 2 weeks.
No, I'm the same busy. Just
She's like, you know what?
It's
Screw
time.
it.
It's time to
couldn't
come
miss
back.
the mental health one.
Yeah, you missed it twice already.
Yeah.
She went for
Wait,
three.
no, was it twice or once?
Twice.
Twice. Yes, twice.
Hey, Seth, you know us,
Wah,
corporate
wah.
workers, always busy.
Okay.
Man, fuck
well,
y'all.
I work very
The
the
hard.
only
on
thing
my job.
corporate about you is your job title.
All right, man. Hey, they ever find this, man. So let's keep it professional here. I work very hard at my job.
No, we know you do.
Just banter.
Yeah. But if you're tuning in today, just like I said, Haley's here, and it's time for some mental health awareness. So, trigger warning.
The whole episode.
Like,
Yeah, no, honestly.
because you said we should have trigger warning the euthanasia part of the hot takes last episode.
Oh,
that was
definitely.
that was
Yeah, that was-
Definitely.
especially like
Haley
the way that we did it too. We went from like sucking meat to
Whoa!
no, literally that's what we said in the episode. We went from like sucking meat off the bone straight turn around to
Oh, yeah, Nick
we should kill ourselves.
All right, my bad.
God damn it, Nick.
Freudian slip.
So yeah, trigger warning. Also, we're not professionals. I feel like that's important
Oh,
to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
We're just people that have been hurt.
That's a great way to put it.
People that have lived life.
Take
Just
this.
humans
Take this-
experiencing life.
Yeah, take everything we say with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
I don't even know what that means.
You
What
don't?
that saying
Like,
means.
It
Don't
just
take
means
it
like,
personal.
No, I know.
Take it-
I like know the
Oh.
base, like, but like, why? What
well,
is?
like exactly why it's phrased
Yeah,
that way.
why is it
The
take it with
origin?
a grain of salt?
Because like, what can you do with a grain of salt? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
That's
can't
true.
season
You
something
can't.
with a grain of salt. You need more than that.
Yeah. Type nut. Give me some.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
My bad. My bad.
Haley almost just got smacked in the face.
Yeah, almost
I
became two
did get
Asians.
smacked in the face.
All right. So where to start?
How would it,
Yeah. We kind of talked about how we would structure this pod because it's a very broad topic, as Haley told us earlier.
Mhm.
So I had depression when I was 15. and-
Oh, just jump straight in there.
Hello, bro.
I mean, like, where do we start? You know?
I guess the way we got to do it is like we each tell like the story and then how we dealt with it type shit, and then people join in whenever like they have like questions. Like it's almost like a story time, so to speak. Then
Yeah.
right?
Okay, I don't know how.
Get ready with
I know.
me.
I know.
Well,
Well, I trauma
Explain my
dumped.
trauma.
I know you, Nick, said that you wanted to like dive a little bit deeper into your story.
Oh, I didn't say that, but
Yeah, you did.
no, I said I'd be like honest and stuff. I didn't say like it's a tell all. Like
I mean, like that's like on the same.
okay, so
Almost at the
do you
same.
want me to start then?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
No, right? Like,
I don't know. I was just sure. Go ahead.
because you brought me up, so I was like, assume you.
No, I was gonna say that because I was gonna say that I wasn't gonna go. I don't know how honest. I think I was gonna give like a broad of like, this is what I've been through and this is how I dealt. Like,
Oh, no,
I was gonna be like super quick with it,
Oh, that's fair. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Maybe I'll end up doing that. It depends.
and then I can like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So who's starting? Okay, rock paper scissors tournament. Here we go.
Wait, is this like we're all going at the same time again?
No. You and Jay. Oh,
You
sorry.
mean-
I looked at Jay when I said
Yeah,
that.
I know.
You and Nick, and then me and Haley.
The winner goes first.
Winner goes first.
Rock,
biggest
paper,
winner goes
scissors,
first.
shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Are you doing, did you do best 2 out of 3?
No.
Okay, no, that's fine. We didn't either. Okay, who lost?
Jay.
I lost. So you and Haley go real quick.
Oh, loser
Because you're
goes
losers?
first?
No. Well, it's for the full order.
Oh, we're doing like a tournament? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
for the
okay.
full order. This is for
Rock,
3rd and
paper,
4th.
Scissors, shoot. Oh, damn.
So Jay goes last. Haley goes 3rd.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So on go.
On go.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, go.
Okay.
On shoot, brother.
Because like 1, 2, 3 type shit.
I know. Yeah, let's go. Let's
On
go.
three or after three?
No, I wasn't even really playing.
Okay.
Go. I was making a joke. Okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Okay.
5 second.
Yeah. Okay. So it's me, Nick, Haley, then Jalen. Okay. Here we go. My earliest memory with depression. Nah, let's see. I struggled with a lot of mental health things growing up. Problems, right? Problems, mental health problems,
Issues, problems,
issues.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
The earliest I can remember, I think I was yeah, like I said earlier, I think I was 15. I honestly can't remember like the cause, if that's like a thing to say, but like
The trigger.
yeah, like the trigger. But I remember there was like days where I just didn't want to get out of bed, and like I think it kind of had to do with body dysmorphia, because a lot of my like depression comes from that. Like growing up, I always like cared about my image, and then when people started telling me like that I was conceited for it, I think that kind of triggered it. But like I was a kid, bro. So that shit, like that stuff hurt. Let's see. That lasted for a cool minute. The way I coped with it, honestly, I just slept. Like my sophomore year to junior year, I would literally go home from school, eat a bowl of Cocoa Pebbles, and like take a 4 hour nap, and I would just like sleep it off. Then I'd wake up, do homework, and go back to sleep.
Did you know you were like depressed at the time?
I don't think
Or,
so.
like going through it, you were just kind of like, oh, like this sucks. I feel really bad, but oh well.
Yeah, I don't think so. Cause I've only been to like therapy like once.
Once.
I was gonna say twice. I think only once, honestly, and that was like for a totally different reason, and that wasn't even during that time. But like, I never like really talked to anybody or like a professional about like mental health. So I kind of just like lived through it, kind of, without really understanding it. So that was a period, and then I remember I struggled with it again my first semester of college.
Wait, sorry. Can we go back to the first one?
Yeah.
You said it was just a period. When
When did
it end?
When did it end?
Aw,
Aww.
Low key, yeah. When me and Haley started talking again, it kind of like lifted my spirits, and then we started dating. And then I went through a little bit of
Ain't
a
shit funny, bro.
I went through a little bit of a weird patch, like when you friend zoned me, because like
That'll do it.
I was like sad, but then I just rebounded.
Mm.
I think it was like that was my coping. Dang,
What's
low key cope. This is terrible to say. Low key, like girls are just like my coping mechanism.
So dumb.
Because
I
like,
tried to hold it
okay,
back,
okay,
like-
listen.
No,
Like,
no.
like even when I was like, when I told you like I was like 15, 16,
Mhm.
when I was like going through my shit, I was still talking to a girl at the time.
No, right.
But I mean, you were going through it and it didn't help you. At the
Yeah.
time. So
I mean, it helped a little bit, but not as much as like when we started really talking, when
Mhm.
me and Haley really started talking.
Did you always like talk to the girl when you felt like you needed a lift, or like,
Nah, we were
like
just
were you
always
kind
talking.
of picky about when you, or just
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it depended on the girl.
I'm imagining Seth's
Really?
like, damn, I feel kind of down today. Who can I talk to?
Nah, not even wasn't even like
Thinking
that, bro.
about
Talking about like I had options.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
It's like they're specialized for a specific role.
Okay. Am I feeling happy? I can talk to you. Am I feeling a little bit down about this? I can talk to you. Not even, bro.
That's
Nah.
crazy.
I don't know.
See, that's where I would say
Okay,
It's
here's
bad.
the thing though. A lot of girls will say that we talked about this on a previous, I think the Truth or Drink pod. We talked about that was gross. I have allergies.
I wasn't
I'm
even
sorry.
gonna bring it up.
I was gonna let it slide.
Nah,
I
I
ain't gonna
have
lie.
allergies. I have allergies. But like a lot of girls will say that I ghosted them, but it's like, why did I always have to start the conversation? So I talked about that during. Remember that I said that, but like during that time, I was like, if I'm sad, like yeah, I like use them to lift my spirit, but then when I started realizing, I kind of did realize I was doing that. So I was like, let's see if this is real, and let's see if they text back, and they never did, and then they go tell their friends, oh, he ghosted me. I was like, bro, why am I doing all the work? I'm literally I'm literally using you to feel better. Why don't you try to make me feel better? I guess that's also like a lack of communication, because I feel like if I told the girl that I was talking to that I was going through stuff, then maybe she could have helped me
Mhm.
instead of me just using her. So apologies
So
for
you know who you are. Tashi.
yeah. Yeah, you know who you are. There's a couple of them. I'm just kidding.
If
Are
the
you?
boob
Am I?
fits.
Are you? I was like, am I? No. No, but then, yeah. Okay, moving forward. Yeah. So going back to what I said, my freshman year of college,
Mhm.
the only 2 semesters that I fully went to. My first semester, I went to San Jose State, and the summer before my freshman year, my family moved to Sacramento. And if you know me, I'm a very family man. I love spending time with my family, and that was the farthest that I've ever lived with them. And on my first day of classes, I broke down. Like I was having like a very bad panic attack. I was like tearing up, and like I was having really bad separation anxiety.
Mm.
So I called my parents, and I was like trying to hold it back, like just to have a normal conversation with them. But I think I was able to with my dad, just like to call him and like, to see him. But when I called my mom, I like started sniffling a little. She's like, "Are you okay?" And then I just broke down. I was like, "No, I'm like having really bad separation anxiety right now, and like I've never been this far from you guys. And like I know it's only like 2 hours, but still like I can't just go home when I want anymore."
Mhm.
So that like really hit hard. That I also I was babied a lot,
Mm.
honestly. Like my mom's to this day will baby me, and my dad will get mad at my mom for babying me. But like growing up in that lifestyle, it's very like I didn't know how to be independent yet. Like I was able to, they let me have my independence. Like my senior year, they let me do what I want. But at the same time, I'm coming home to like cooked meals and like
Mhm.
Right.
fresh laundry, and she would fix my bed for me if I didn't.
Same.
So like if you saw the way I lived my freshman year, like I didn't do dishes. Like I was a terrible roommate, low key. Like I didn't do dishes. Like I lived in a living room, so it's like you can't even have people over because I'm like sleeping in
Yeah.
the bed in the freaking fold out futon. So that was bad. So yeah, that was, and it was like on top of me like realizing like school wasn't for me at that time. So it was like a whole bunch of things just like kept pummeling me down. And my coping mechanism was spending time with Haley and spending time with money. Yeah, I think that was like the start of my like spending problems. I think like we talked about, money doesn't buy happiness. That shit like it bought me happiness, and it bought me short-term happiness. I talked about that a little bit, but like buying something like real quick would like lift my spirits because I was like, oh, something new like I can like play with, or like
Something to look forward to.
Yeah,
too. Like
exactly.
Say.
Yeah.
So like just that's how I coped, and it's not the best way of coping. I could have gotten help and
There
do
are
other
worse
stuff.
ways.
Yeah, it's not bad. Retail therapy is not bad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
but like
I definitely
it's
do that
bad
too.
if you're not making money.
Ah,
That's true.
that's
I
true.
guess. Yeah.
I was
I'd say
I
that.
wasn't working until my second.
semester year.
When was I working? No, I was working at Zoomies my first
I
semester.
remember you talking about that. Yeah.
It just wasn't very often.
Yeah, it was like once or twice a week for 4
Like,
hours.
the hours didn't.
I think I was
match
getting like
the-
$80 paychecks. So it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't, and I was like spending all of it right away.
Mhm.
So it wasn't ideal. And then my second semester, I got a job working at Target Starbucks.
And
then-
I know where this is going.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into details with that. Some stuff happened, and it like put me down like a dark path, low key.
Mm.
And I wanted to end it, like how we said in the last pod.
Like for real?
Like for real, yeah. Like I was at it, like when, like you guys know, I told you guys what happened, right? Like
Mhm.
the day that it happened, like I walked to my car, and first I called Haley and I told her what happened, and then she's like, "Do you want me to come over right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, you need to come here right now." So she came. She tried calming me down. I wasn't calming down too much. I called. Did I call my parents first or the suicide help
I
line
think the
first?
suicide hotline.
Yeah, I called. So she was there trying to calm me down. I couldn't, and then I called suicide hotline, and I don't know who I talked to, but
Not helpful.
no.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be
Not
like,
that great.
and they didn't.
Oh,
pick
change my
up.
lifetime.
No,
I got
was
voicemail.
He was not helpful.
No, I heard apparently like regardless of whether you do like the text or calling, like they're pretty unhelpful.
Yeah, I called and she was like, I explained the situation and she's like, "Oh," she was like, "Do you have a sibling?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
it
"Yeah, I have a sister." And she's like, "Yeah, just think about her then." And I was like,
Are you
I
serious?
was like, it was bad.
Oh
bro.
was
my
like
God.
I was
following
very-
a script.
Yeah,
where they're
following
like-
script, very monotone.
It was.
It was
Yeah.
not helpful.
I think I would have preferred a damn. That's crazy.
I literally, it low key lifted my spirits because after I hung up, I looked at Haley. I was like, she kind of sucked, bro. I was like, we were joking around
Like,
a
you
little
couldn't
bit.
even believe like how bad it was that it like lifted.
Yeah, but no, like, I think after that, I called my parents and I told them what happened,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Yeah, we'll just come home right now. We'll deal with it." And I was just still like, "Fuck." Like my life at that point, I was like, my life is over.
Mhm.
Like I just ruined everything. I ruined my whole future pretty much. And how do you think I worked through that, Haley? Honestly, I had anxiety every day for like the next year or two, and everything finally got resolved in like 2020 or like 2020 to 2021. And like once I got that final paper that like I'm in the clear, I think like it like I was able to breathe almost.
Mm.
Like it like lifted this like heavy ass boulder on me.
Mm.
And then I was like, I'm cool. I'm good. Now I just gotta worry about me and worry about Haley and like just move on. Like I was able to finally put that behind me. So I don't know how I coped like during that time,
Mhm.
but like once that time was over, I was like, oh, finally. Now all I gotta deal with is body dysmorphia. I'm cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Got
But nowadays, the root of my depression, I wouldn't even say depression. I feel like I'm at a really good place in my life right now where I don't really struggle too much with mental health. I will say I have like some anxiety sometimes when it comes to like money still, because I still spend money. Like
Mhm.
I'm getting a little better,
Mhm.
but it's not like where I want to be at all.
Mhm.
And like when I like lay down and like think about like, oh shit, I'm like old. Like I gotta like lock in.
We're not even that old.
I know we're not, but like we're at.
Still.
But we are though. You know
No,
what
I
I'm saying?
know.
Like,
We're old enough where
Headed that
where
way.
saving money
For our
makes more
future.
sense than it did when we were 18.
Yeah.
right? And we're to the point where like generations like below us are using memes and references that we don't understand, shit
Yeah.
like that. And
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
yeah, I
damn.
get called old on the daily.
Yeah.
Actually.
I call
They-
my brother
bro,
like old too, and
All
he's
the
only-
kids at my school were like, bro, you're pushing 30. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not even
So,
25.
that's exact. I literally had that conversation with someone last week. I was like, "What the? I'm closer to 20 than I am to 30 right now. What do you mean?"
My coworker's birthday was last Wednesday. He turned 31, and one of the kids walked in. Hey, Coach Perez, it's your birthday. He was like, yeah. It's like I just turned 31. He's like, damn, you're pushing 40. He just
crazy
turned 31.
round
He just turned 31, bro.
That's hella
like chill
funny.
on, man's. But yeah. So it's like money problems and body dysmorphia, and those are two very things that are in my control.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, yeah.
yeah, they're fully in my
to
I
some
mean, like,
extent.
to
To
some
some
extent,
extent.
yeah.
The body dysmorphia, yes, that's in my control. The money is like, I'd say like 70% in my control.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna go the opposite.
30% in my control.
No, I mean like I feel like the body dysmorphia is harder to control.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean like even no,
That's like all mental.
I would
depending
say
on how severe it is, like no matter how much you work out or like
That's
whatever.
true,
no.
that's
I'm
true.
saying like if you have no pre-existing conditions or anything, like then it literally is almost damn near 100% in your control. You know, outside of like other external factors like what's the cost of food or whatever.
No,
the
no, no.
case
But I
is.
just mean like no, you could lose all the weight and still be like, damn, I'm so fat.
Oh, that's
like,
true.
The way that
No,
you
no, I
see
get
yourself,
you. I get
know
you.
what
I
mean?
get you. I get you.
I think
now. I didn't
my
think about
body
that, yeah.
dysmorphia, I don't think it would be like that. If
Uh-huh.
I saw that I lost the weight, then I'd finally be like, I finally fucking locked in, boys.
Do you think it's body dysmorphia then, or just like you feel like you're not
Maybe.
happy with your body?
Yeah.
Isn't
Maybe-
that body dysmorphia?
No,
No, body dysmorphia is
more
like you never like the way you look, no matter what.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it's just
how-
like the
Okay.
way that you
It's like-
look and the way that you actually look is not aligned with
Oh yeah.
how
Okay.
you feel about it, or how you see
Oh no,
yourself.
that makes a lot of sense. But I think usually, like, if you grew up chubby or whatever, you generally have body dysmorphia.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that's not
I grew up
applicable
skinny.
to Seth. So,
Yeah.
You're like reverse body.
Yeah. Nah, but like, no, it's just not. I think it's my lack of motivation. Like, I can never get over the hump.
Mm.
Like, I can start, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know how it's like people say like 21 days to start a habit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get past day 10, brother.
Hey, you're halfway.
Yeah, that's glass half
Yeah.
full.
I mean, to be fair though, when me and Seth were trying to lock in for his wedding though, like we were doing it at 5:30,
Mm.
and so it was a very
that's
early
hard to
time.
maintain.
I think
Yeah.
I
Like,
think you
and
just
also,
gotta
like-
start at a time where you feel comfortable and then just
Yeah.
do something. Like
It's
you don't have
also
to be
hard
intense
because
about
like
it.
I have such a
Packed schedule.
not
Right.
even packed. It's unpredictable schedule.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Because
right,
there will
right.
be like days where I can get off at 4, but then there will be days where I have to stay at work until 9.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, even the days I get off at 4, traffic to get home, and like it's just like so many factors contributing. If I like lived a very set schedule, then I could lock in. But like, it's just I could lock in. I just need to lock in. That's like I went to church last on me and Haley's anniversary, and one of the things the pastor said was like, you just got to do it.
Mhm.
Like his third message was like, there's no excuses.
Yeah.
Just do it. Literally
it's
Nike.
gonna be hard, but
Like it's
just
like
do
you're gonna
it.
have so many things stopping you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Like just fucking buck
Just
up,
fucking do
brother.
it.
Yeah, just fucking do it, bro.
Fucking do it.
Just do it. Like,
Just
it's
do
literally
it. It's like
it's literally
pointing
that
at us.
simple.
Yeah.
He's looking straight at me. Just do
You.
it. Like you've never been here before. Just do
It's
it.
like the Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, just do it. Do it. Don't make your dreams be dreams.
Pastor LaBeouf.
Yeah, Pastor LaBeouf, bro. That's crazy. Pastor Perez, the goat. Yeah, so that pretty much sums up my story
Mm.
with mental health. I think. I feel like that's a good way. That's a good place to end it. So, yeah, still struggling, still maintaining. On to Nick.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing, son.
Was it AA?
Hey, man, it's hard. I just
No, facts. Well, first off, I want to. If you notice that my eyes have been blinking a lot, it's because like my contacts is drying my eyes out. So apologies for that.
Oh, you're not crying?
No, but
Oh, my story
I
didn't
might
make you cry?
I might cry.
I didn't touch you enough. Nick.
All right, pause.
Whoa.
No, but I also want to make like kind of a disclaimer. Like, so my story kind of revolves around people. So I just want to like let it be known that I'm not gonna name drop them, but I want to say like the people I'm gonna reference, I don't have any like ill will towards them. I have a lot of love for them. I hope they're all doing well. But so funny enough, I think mine is kind of like I didn't really face like I guess depression until like about 2 years ago. I think growing up in like high school and college, I've had like I never thought I was depressed. I thought, it's just like the low points of life, so to speak, right? Like, you know how like when you're going through life, you have high points and low points. I thought it was just like, those times were just like the normal low points. But I think literally, funny enough, I was telling Jay and Seth this. Today is the actual date, the exact date where I broke up with my ex 2 years ago. And so I think that was like the first kind of like point where I was actually depressed. So like, I think for the first month, like when it first happened, I took it pretty well. I cried, of course. I was sad, of course, because like it wasn't out of menace or anything like that. It's just I think the way I perceive it is like our communication and our expectations just didn't align at that point in time. And I thought, long story short, I thought that it'd be better if we separated, just because like I didn't want, like, she felt like sometimes she was holding me back, and then I also didn't want her to feel like that. I didn't want to perpetuate that feeling. So I felt like, you know what, maybe it's best if we just separate. And so that first month I handled it pretty well, like I was saying. But I think when it first started to hit was Seth, I was at your engagement party.
Engagement party in Seth.
And it was just like everyone there was just like booed up. Like literally everyone there was all coupled up, and I was like the one single person, like freshly single. And then like I think from that point on, it was just like, damn, like that shit really just happened. And so I think but when it really like actually hit me, it was I think maybe like a month or two after that. I think it was already unconsciously hitting me because like I was drinking, like I had Kahlua, but like if you know me, you know I don't really drink. Like I'll drink at functions and stuff, but like out of my own accord, I normally wouldn't drink. And so I think I was already like kind of like self-consciously trying to drown the sorrows. But I remember I was like tipsy. I wasn't drunk, but I was tipsy. And then like I was listening to my music, and then what's that song by James Arthur? It's like Say You Won't Let Go played. And then I just started bawling out, bro. Like I just started crying my eyes out. And then like I think from that point on, so probably that was probably around like August of 2022. From that point on, dude, I was like crazy depressed. Like
I remember, brother.
I would say like that crazy depression probably lasted for well, a little bit over a year, like a year and some change. So like it got to a point where like I was like crying like 2 or 3 times a day, like and it was like unprompted. Like I
Just random.
I could just be doing whatever, and all of a sudden I just start breakdown crying. Like
I feel like
um, oh sorry, go on.
no, go ahead. My bad.
Oh no. If you have something to
I was
add
gonna
on,
say like I feel like I understand that. I feel like it's just like one quick thought can trigger you, huh?
No, yeah, like I guess the thing was too is like that's when I started my work. Like it was a little bit after I started my new job, and like my job is pretty much work from home all the time. And so there's even though I do have a
That's
lot
true,
of things to
yeah.
do, there's
A
quite a lot
alone
of
time.
downtime. So like I'm not even exaggerating when I say like when I would wake up, I'd have like maybe like 30 seconds of like that blissful morning peace, and then like just throughout the whole day I'm thinking about her, like,
Damn, yeah.
and it's like every little thing I could make like a connection back to her. Like because I won't because she's a Mexican. Like there was one point where like I had
Here we go, here
PBS
we go.
as like my like background noise, right? Like I like having PBS kids as my white noise, and they like, oh, the Spanish word of the day is what I was like, fuck. Like I like any I'm serious. Like any
That's-
little thing that could be connected
That's like
would connect me back to her, and
so
I
you were
started thinking
like
of her.
reaching for it almost, huh?
I guess
Not
like my for some
intentionally.
No, no, yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
unintentionally,
I'm not-
yeah,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
but like literally everything. And so I was like, I would say that was probably like the lowest point of my life. Like I'm no exaggeration. Because I've like for instance, like I've always kind of had like social anxiety. I know how to operate though. Like I can always talk to strangers. I usually have no problem socializing with people. But during that time period, bro, I was like, it like increased like almost tenfold or something. Like I didn't want to leave my house. I barely left my room, honestly. Like if I didn't need to eat or use the bathroom, I pretty much stayed in my room the whole time. I couldn't run like basic errands, like oh I'm out of deodorant, whatever. I'll just tell my parents to get it for me. Like it got to a point where like it was so hard for me to leave my house, and I don't even know why. Honestly, I think it's just because like I spent so much time with that person and like got used to doing stuff all the time with her that like me like being freshly alone just felt off, and I couldn't handle it in that sense. And then like I'd say about like 6 months after the breakup, I ended up losing contact with a core group of friends that I had, that I've known that we've been close ever since 7th grade. So that's like 11 years of friendship between me and that group. And I just ended up losing contact with them, and that was like kind of another big blow because like my circle of friends and people who I considered close was already kind of small to begin with, and then losing that big chunk, that was like I think that might be more than half of people I consider like close.
Was that after the wedding? Or like a couple months after that?
I would say it was October 2022.
Yeah, but like that was like after the wedding, though, right?
The wedding was 2022 or 3.
23.
That was before.
No, the wedding that you were invited to.
Oh no, that was before
no,
that. That was before that.
So you lost contact with them before the wedding, and they still.
No, but that was one of the friend's siblings.
No, I know, but like,
So what's the question? Like I still went even though I didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, but like, I told you the story.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Okay.
So the story Seth is referencing, I did end up going to a wedding of one of my old friend's siblings because I was invited, and like she was the one who kind of like put me in the position to get the job that I currently have and stuff. So I was like, you know what? She invited me. I should show face. I should show some respect, whatever. Go to it, right? And I remember texting Seth when I got there. I was like, I spent like 30 minutes there. So like they had like a little like kind of celebration kind of we call it like, I don't want to say rituals. Ritual sounds weird, but like
Traditions.
yeah, like outside of the venue. And so like I didn't even make it to the actual wedding. Like when people started moving in to the actual venue to like start the wedding, I just went home. I just felt like so out of place. Like I just had this feeling in my gut, like, dude, I don't belong here. Like I feel like I'm surrounded by strangers. Like I don't even think I can call these people like my friends anymore. And like not in terms of like some hostile manner, but just like I don't know. I just felt like that bond was severed, so to speak. So I ended up just going home. Like I was there for about 30 minutes. I made small talk with 2 people that was in that friend group, and then I was like, yeah, something just feels off. Like they didn't show me like any ill will or anything, but just like in my stomach, I just felt like I don't belong here.
Did they even check up on you like afterwards?
Nah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But and then I think like about 6 months after I started, like I think it was because of all this like mental shit I was dealing with, like kind of like had the onset of alopecia, so I felt like I was dealing with like the big three type shit, like literally three things in my life
Fuck
going
the
wrong
big
at
three.
once, and I was just like, damn, fuck me, huh? Like, so it was a hard time in my life. I'm pretty, I would say I'm pretty past the first two things I mentioned. Right now, I'm just kind of dealing with the alopecia and trying to accept the fact that it may never be the same again, stuff like that.
You rock it though, brother.
Appreciate that. But so like during the first year or so of that, like the way I coped was, well, first things first, I think Sundays was like the day that we usually reserved, me and my ex, for like dates. Like that's the time we'd hang out, that's the time we'd spend together. And so I felt like not having that anymore, like I didn't really have anything to look forward to throughout the week. Like the way I kind of pushed through my schedule was like, okay, Monday through Fridays, it's whatever. It's like I just tolerate that. That's work. But then like, weekend comes and I get to see, my girlfriend. So then I ended up losing that. So I kind of replaced it with like on Saturdays, what I ended up doing is like I would just get high, and then I'd use that as like a replacement for something to look forward to. I wouldn't say that's necessarily the healthiest thing to do, but I wouldn't say it's bad. Because it's not like I'm dependent on it. Like I've gone through months without doing it. To be fair though, it was more of a tea break. But if I stopped, like if I had to stop right then and there and just not do it again, I could do that.
Yeah. Like you weren't dependent yet.
No, yeah, like I was never dependent on it.
Yeah.
I just kind of just in the earlier stages, I looked forward to it more just because like, okay, I don't really go out much. I'm a homebody, whatever. This was something that could, fill in the hole, so to speak, for that.
Yeah.
I think around that time, I also started. I did a lot of things. I did poetry for a little bit. I've told you guys about that.
Yeah.
I think I even shared one poem with Jay, I think, and my other friend. It wasn't
You
like
shared one
because
with
I
me.
was. Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Because I was like, I'm not trying to exclude you or
No,
anything, so
yeah,
I wasn't
no,
sure if I
I
shared one with
remember.
you. But yeah, I was just writing poetry in the Turner book that I
Yeah.
had.
Yeah. You showed me like at your place.
Yeah. And then a lot of times I was doing like these voice memos. I kind of got like the inspiration from like Call of Duty Zombies. Like you'd find Easter egg like recordings and logs of like the characters and stuff, and that kind of hints at like that map's specific story or whatever the case is. And so part of the reason why I did those recordings was kind of like, I think like I just felt like I didn't want to talk to you guys too much about it. And what I mean by that is like I didn't want to. I felt like I was like, I know like you guys told me that you guys were okay with me talking to you about it, whatever. But
Yeah,
I just felt
definitely.
like I talked about it so much where I felt like I was wearing you guys down. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was becoming a burden, or like I didn't want to be that guy who's like, who kills the vibe. Like that one cartoon character that perpetually has that dark cloud raining on just them. And let's say we're at a function, whatever. Everyone's all fun, everyone's having fun, whatever. And then there's Nick's mopey ass, fucking Eeyore over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you guys didn't feel like that, but I felt like that. I was like, man,
Yeah.
I'm low-key being disrespectful to these guys by just constantly bringing that negative energy to them. So what I ended up doing is I ended up doing these recordings, literally the voice memos on the iPhone. Like I started having like kind of just like full-on conversation with myself, so to speak. Like for a multitude of reasons. I think one of it was just like to feel like I was being heard. But another part of it was just like I felt like I had a lot of thoughts in my head that I needed to get out. And journaling didn't work for me. I felt like writing it down didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural to me. It didn't come as smoothly to me as just like pressing
Talking.
play. Yeah, I even started like the voice memos like this is an entry for, and then I would say like the date, and like I've titled them and I'd numbered them, which is really weird because I don't plan on sharing them with anybody.
Right. Yeah. I was just thinking of fucking Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Mission log.
Oh.
No, but that's
Like
that's
type-
kind of
yeah,
the
yeah.
vibe. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I did that for a long time. I can check when the last time I did it was actually.
Mission log. This is Buzz Lightyear here.
December 5th, 2023. That was the last time I recorded a log. I have 73 total.
None
And
this
so
year.
that helped a lot with just getting my feelings out and like feeling like I was having a conversation with somebody, even though it's like nobody there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you think not having a log this year is a good thing for you?
I mean, towards the end, it wasn't really that bad. It was just like me kind of like reviewing stuff and like kind of introspective more than
Yeah.
like sadness.
Okay, yeah.
But it was just like a lot of times it was just like a random relapse, kind of, so to speak. You know, it wasn't like because in the beginning it was very constant. Like there was points where there was a point where I had like multiple entries in the same day, which is something I never expected to do. But it's 'cause, you know, like the way I work, I feel like the way I function is very weird. Like, for instance, like the crying thing, like, you guys know those strength contests at like carnivals and shit, where like you hit the thing with the hammer,
and it goes up.
right? So I feel like for me, crying is the same way. Like, I need to cross a certain threshold to cry. And so like for me, what happened a lot was like it would like edge, like I'd almost hit that threshold, like, you know, like I'd feel this pressure in my chest, like my eyes start getting watery, but like I couldn't cry, and I felt that a lot, and it just felt so like uncomfortable and painful, and like
that sucks. That's like the worst feeling, low-key.
there was like there was a lot of nights where like I went to sleep with a heavy heart, and that shit feels like shit, bro. Like I would not wish that on my enemy, like for real. But this is like probably the worst way I've coped with it is like I started also kind of like romanticizing the loneliness, if that makes sense. Like kind of like started imagining myself as like kind of like a character in a movie or book. Like, you know, those like characters that like their whole family died or whatever, so now they like moved to some cabin in the woods or something, and they're just like destined to be alone type shit. Does that
Batman?
make sense, so to speak? No, like I don't know how to explain it, but I started like kind of romanticizing it a little bit, like, oh, I'm just you know, living through the storyline or whatever the case is, like. So I would say that's probably not the best way to do it. But oh shit, my bad. But throughout that whole period of time, like the whole 1.5 to 2 years, I said that I was going through that period. I think the main ways that really helped me was like a lot of reflection and introspection. Like, cause when the breakup first happened, I'm not gonna lie, I did a lot of things to try to contact her afterwards that I'm ashamed of. I'm not gonna say what I did, but I'm ashamed of it. But at the same time, I don't regret it, because at that point in time, like, I'm a very logical person, right? I'm a very I like to think I'm a very reasonable person. So like I kept thinking in like, okay, if I do A, that'll lead to B. You know what I'm saying? So I kept thinking that doing this was the right thing to do, and so that's why I don't regret it. I just take it as a lesson. Like, love doesn't work like that. It's not something you could logic or reason your way out of. It's just
canon event.
Yeah, I don't want to say it like that, but yeah,
low key.
And then also like just learning to forgive myself, because in the beginning also like I think I villainized myself a lot. I felt like because of the way the breakup went and like kind of how like she didn't want to talk to me and stuff post that, I was like, I started thinking about all the moments where I was like, damn, I could have been a better boyfriend here or whatever the case was. And I started thinking like, damn, I was a shitty person. And like, it took me a long time to understand, like, you know what? Like, I think the big reason for that thing also is like, I'm the one who ultimately made the decision that led to us breaking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she, at the time, she like, no, I feel like we can work through this or whatever. I was like, I don't think so. Cause we've already broken up once before. So that was like the second time it was kind of happening. So I was like, no, we tried that once. I don't think, like, at this point in time, like I would say that we were the right person just at the wrong time. Like, our personalities were very compatible. Everything else was very compatible. It's just like we had different expectations and different like environmental factors kind of affecting how the relationship could go. And so at that specific point in time, I think it wouldn't have worked out. Like, even if I went back in the future and made a different decision, I think later down the line, the same thing would have just happened. So the way I look at it is like, the silver lining is like this, whatever happened led me to become the person I am today, which I think is a much better and much more mature person than I was at that time. So yeah, just like learning to forgive myself, realizing that, you know what, like, regardless of what I could have done better, whatever, I was still a great boyfriend. I think I did the best with what I had at the time, you know, knowledge wise, resource wise, whatever. But it just kind of sucked. Like, when I was thinking back, and I was like, damn, like, could have done better here, there, or whatever. I think celebrating the small wins was also really important to me. Like if I could just like go out the house for a little bit, I was like, you know, get some sunlight. It's like, just like, it's like, I finally understand like why cats love napping in the sun. It's like, you know what, like, that sunlight feels nice. Like, just every little thing I did that could like, was like working back towards like rebuilding myself. I was like, you know what, like, gotta take it as a dub, you know, like small steps or whatever. And I think one of the final ways I kind of went with coping is, I would say this isn't necessarily the most healthy, but like also like kind of changing my physical appearance. Because in the beginning I was a little bit delusional. Like the reason why I was doing it was not a good reason. Like I was like, at the time I think I got my sleeve done. I buzzed my head, and like the reasoning why was like I got my nose pierced. I was like, oh, like the next time I see her, she's like, oh my god, like you look so different, whatever. Like that was like my mindset at the time. And looking back, I was like, I'm so fucking stupid. Like why? Like obviously the things I did to myself, that sounds weird, but like the things I did to change, like I would have done it just for another person. Like I like my tattoos. I like having nose piercings. The hair part, well, but like that I think was like, like girls when they go through traumatic things, like, oh, gotta dye my hair red. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was like that. It was kind of like that. But I think today, I don't know, like because like at that darkest point in my life, like I wouldn't say I wanted to commit suicide or like do it, because two reasons. One, I'm a bitch. Like I don't think I'd ever go through with it. Like if I'm gonna delete myself, like I want to do it in the most painless way possible. I'm not going to do like all the stereotypical things, right? And the second, I was just kept thinking about my family. Like it wasn't necessarily like, this is going to sound shitty, but it wasn't necessarily out of love, but like I was thinking more of like, fuck, like if I kill myself, I'm going to burden them with a lot of shit. Like they're going to have to bury me, they're going to buy a plot, whatever. And I was like, I can't do that to them. Like, so then they're going to lose a son, and then they have to go through all these like different situations. But I think at the time, like if there was a way where like I could just like delete myself, if that makes sense, like erase my existence, right, without having them worry about anybody, like any finances, whatever. I think I would have done it at that point in time, like a Thanos snap, so to speak, or something. But like, or like more so like Spider-Man at the end, where everyone forgot where he existed. Yeah, like that. Like I think I definitely would have done that, except like I physically wouldn't have been there anymore, I think. But now looking back at it, like I wouldn't say I'm happy per se. I haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel yet, but I feel like I'm making strides.
You're moving in the right direction.
Yes, that's how I would say it. That's how I'd explain it. Like I wouldn't say I'm happy. Honestly, I'd say I'm more unhappy / neutral than I am happy nowadays. But it's a hell of a lot better than where I was.
Like a year or two ago.
Yeah, like literally, like if you were somehow had like some like fucking TMZ access to my room or something, bro, you would have seen like
some dark days.
No, for real. Like I don't even want to think about that time, bro. It's like because I never would have thought like that's where I would have been in that point in time. Like,
yeah.
And like, cause like, and then like, honestly, a lot of the times I'm happy nowadays, like reminiscing about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be so carefree, so much, like so much joy in my life, so to speak. And then now not having those connections with those people in my life anymore, it's like, damn. Like honestly, if somehow something happens between us where like we're not friends anymore, like I'm gone. Because I literally can't afford to lose friends anymore. Like I literally would have no friends then. But yeah, I think the biggest thing I learned, and this is more towards like kind of relationships in general, whether it's platonic or romantic.
Sorry.
You did it again, brother.
He said plutonic.
Oh, sorry, platonic.
He said plu, not poo.
Plutonic.
That would be worse if you said poo-tonic. That's crazy. Poo-tonic, bro.
No, yeah, but I think the biggest thing I learned for either type of relationship, whatever type of relationship you have with someone, if it goes like the way that you didn't intend it to, is I guess time really does heal everything. I think that sounds kind of cliche, but I think like regardless of what you do, whether you keep yourself busy a lot or whatever, in those downtimes, you're always gonna feel it. I think the best way to approach like that kind of grief is to, of course, distract yourself whenever possible. But when those times come when you need to like face those emotions, is to not try to find a way out of it. Don't try to get high and dissociate from that. Just feel it full on. It's okay to cry, whatever. And then like sooner or later, hopefully sooner, but as time passes by and whatnot, I think I don't want to say like the feelings get weak, like lesser or anything like that, but I just like you learn to live without it, I guess.
You get stronger.
Yeah, like it just doesn't feel as like it's still. I think about it a lot still, and it's still like, damn, that sucks. Like we were really like this back then, and now it's like we've gone our separate ways. And I think that group to this day still hangs out. It's just I'm not in it anymore. So I think it's just like you just gotta thug it out. As sad as it sounds, like you really just gotta thug it out. You really just gotta keep pushing. Like the way I was like, at one point, bro, I was writing corny ass messages on my little like whiteboard on my door. I was like, you know, like, you got this. Just little small messages for myself. Like, so if I ever feel like super down in the dumps, I could just look at the board and like, you know what, like, I'm gonna place hope that, you know, somewhere in the future, maybe in the distant future, or near future, that, you know, things will be brighter, and I'll look back at this time and be like, what was I even tripping about? You know, like, hopefully in that time I'll be in a better place, and looking back on this is like, oh, you know, just growing pains, like something you just got to go through. But yeah, ultimately time is going to handle everything. I think that was my
Time
main
heals
takeaway.
all.
Yeah. So sorry that got a little long, but
No, you're good.
No, man.
Yeah.
do you
Who
guys
was-
have any questions you want to ask me or
Oh, yeah.
anything like
I
that?
have one question.
Okay, shoot.
No, you're good.
No, I was just gonna ask. Did you ever consider like going to therapy or getting like mental or not mental, medication? That's what I'm looking for. Sorry.
I thought about that, Jay. I think I had this conversation with you before. The way I try to justify it to myself is like, if I ever get to the point where like I'm about to like do it, that's when I'll seek help. Because I felt like I had everything under control, so to speak. Like I didn't feel like I needed professional help. I felt like I just needed to simp it out. You know what I'm saying? And I say simp as in like feeling sad. I'm not saying like, you know, you're down bad for a girl in like, you know, modern terms.
Yeah,
but
you're good.
but yeah, like I was just like, honestly, I was listening to like a lot of sad songs, and like it felt kind of refreshing in a way that like now I can relate to the lyrics instead of just appreciating it as a good song. Like I would say like Out of Time, you know, The Weeknd, like that song really resonates with me after the breakup. Obviously not all of it, but like a lot of the songs, like even in childhood when I grew up listening to, like, yeah, I can relate to that now. Like it's just like, you know, listening to those songs, feeling out the emotions, and like I felt like I didn't need to talk to someone professionally to get past it, if that makes sense. I feel like the way I thought is like, I feel like they didn't have anything to offer me that I couldn't do for myself. I guess I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I just feel like if I ever get like to the breaking point, I'll try to find one, but I don't think I ever got there, which is why I didn't. But I'm not like, you know, I don't want to undermine like the importance that they can play in someone's like, you know, journey. So if you ever feel like you need to talk to someone, of course, by all means, you should find one. It's just like, I'm kind of stubborn and I didn't want to.
All right. Was Haley third?
Yeah.
All right. Real quick. Can you angle your mic down a little, Jay? There you go. Yeah, you're good.
Should we do a little halftime question?
Halftime question? What's that? Oh, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Where's your favorite place to cry?
Ooh.
I did not see that coming.
I don't know.
My
Shower?
favorite
Love a good shower cry. You
You
don't have
do,
to clean up
yeah.
anything
Yeah.
afterwards.
It's hella funny.
You can't tell. But the only thing about that though is you can't tell if it's actually tears or if it's just the water in your face.
I feel like I would say that if I could like bring a chair in there. So I could, like,
You never
sit there.
sat down in the shower and just
Or
cried?
just sit on the
No.
floor.
No, I've done that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That
I don't know.
I've gone close.
days.
I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, like throughout like my whole like story that I talked about, I wasn't much of a crier. Like the only time I like really cried, I don't even think I cried like after the Starbucks thing.
No, you did.
I did, yes. I did. Maybe the car then. I cried.
Good car cry
Just
too.
capping for no reason.
I think just I don't know.
Alright,
I
LeBron.
don't think I like. Yeah, I of course I cry, but like I don't think I'm much of a crier.
I feel like I used to cry a lot as a kid, and I got made fun of for it.
So you like stop
So
yourself?
now it's kind of hard to get to that point.
Conditioned yourself to not
Yeah.
cry. That's crazy. I'd say my room. For me specifically, because like I still
Safe
live with my
space.
parents,
That's true. Yeah.
and so like I don't see. The thing is, I don't ever tell my parents shit. And that's for like the two main reasons. One is like I don't speak Cantonese that well, and I don't want things to get lost in translation. But also like they're from a different generation where like I feel like they wouldn't be able to empathize with me as much. Like I remember having a conversation with my mom a while back. We were talking about like I think someone like a celebrity or something OD'd and they passed away, and I was trying to explain to them. I said, oh, why were they taking drugs? So like literally in like the way we talk about it, like the Cantonese translation would be like doing drugs or whatever, is like taking poison, like you're eating poison. Like that's what it's like direct translation. And so like when I was trying to explain to her, like, you know, like some people would get so depressed, like they use it as like a means of escape or just a means of like, you know, relaxing or whatever the case is. And she couldn't fathom that. She couldn't grasp that concept that people would willingly take drugs to like try to combat depression.
Is it because she thought you meant poison?
No, like I was just saying, like, and she thinks like anything in general. Like she, like if she found out that, you know, certain things I consumed, right? She would be like pretty like not cool with it. Even though like I'm 25, like if I wanted to move, I couldn't. I would just do it in my own time type shit. Like they would still be pretty decently disappointed, I would say. But I was just like, just hearing like her like kind of lacking empathy for that type of regard. I was like, yeah, I'm never telling you shit. Like it's because I just don't like, I don't need them to think like I'm going through some shit.
You want to deal with that?
Yeah. So I would say like in my room, like I had a very like kind of like novella type of crying, you know, like I'm like sitting on the, like I'm on the floor, my back's up against the bed and I'm like grasping my chest because it was like super like, I was like,
why are you laughing?
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining like
it was like a very dramatic cry. Yeah, it was like a super like dramatic type of crying. Like, but like I low-key hated crying because like I always get like my nose always gets hella stuffy when I cry.
Yeah, and you can't breathe.
Yeah, and I'm blowing through like wads of tissue.
Kids.
And like each time I would cry, like it gets to the point like I was wiping my eyes so much that shit hurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, so, but I would say in my room, you know, just so I can like lock people out and they won't know that I'm crying.
Yeah.
So like it's more of a privacy thing for me.
Can't they hear you though?
That's why like I'm not gonna lie, there's times when like I took like a pillow and I cried into the pillow.
That's what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
yeah, I
Just
can
cry
imagine.
into it.
Because I was like, because I know if they hear anything, they're gonna start asking questions that I don't want to
Yeah.
answer.
I might.
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
I said, I think I might be more of a screamer
pause.
than a crier.
like a pain type of scream, like
Just to like get all the feelings out instead of
Mm.
crying, I would like scream.
got you.
Like I would do that a lot into a pillow.
Got you.
Mm.
Okay, so it's car, shower, Jay.
I like car too.
I like both car and shower, yeah.
Ah, damn.
No, sorry,
I think I
it's-
like it because I'm just completely alone and no
Yeah.
one else can hear or see me.
So do you drive somewhere to cry, or would
that
you
was
cry in
gonna
like the
be my
driveway?
question.
Sometimes I'll go for a drive. Sometimes I just happen to be
You're
out.
driving?
alone.
Are you crying while driving?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I've done that a couple times
Sometimes.
actually.
That's
Like, dude, like,
dangerous,
I'm like,
guys. Yeah. Don't do that.
I don't be wiping, but it's like I'll be like I'm, you know, like I like sometimes when I needed to clear my head. That's another coping thing I did. Like I would just go out for a late night drive, like just with no destination in mind, just playing songs, windows rolled down, feeling that breeze in my face and shit. And I was just like, but there was times like a specific sad song would play or something, and I just start crying. Like I didn't intend to cry. Like my purpose wasn't to escape from home to cry. It just so happened that that song played and kind of triggered emotions, and then I started crying. Like I remember one was Khalid. I don't remember which song it was, but like there's like the line was like bridges they are burning, like lover I am worried. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So those lines like really got me. It's like, you know, like so I would start crying. But I think I would pick car if my shit was tinted, but I'm fishbowled up, so I'm not trying to drive somewhere.
People next to you.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm not trying to end up on a TikTok or something. It's like, hey, boy, my bro, you good? Like, so someone find my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my shit was tinted, I'd probably say like, I'd probably just drive to like a park or something and cry. But for me, I had to work with what I had, so
Yeah.
just did my room.
All right. Good halftime. Good halftime. Back to the action.
Yeah, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Haley is up next.
all right. My experience is nothing you guys can relate to because
Because you're a girl.
yeah, and I recently found out I have something called PMDD, which is like PMS, but it's way more intense, especially hormonally. And so basically what happens is one of my PMS symptoms is literally depression. And they're just, it always like spans between like, sometimes it'll be just a day, sometimes it'll be like maybe a couple weeks. It's always just really like intense anxiety, sometimes depression, but sorry. But yeah, I don't know, that's all I really want to share is the PMDD. Sorry, no, not just that, but just
Actually works out time.
I just
It actually
wanted to
works
know.
out time wise.
No. I mean, if that's all you
I
really
just
want
didn't know
to
this
say.
is just the topic I wanted to touch on today.
You want to talk about your like a little bit about like social anxiety? Because that's not like a major thing.
Oh yeah.
You can talk a little bit about that.
Oh wait, I thought of something more I could say about
Go ahead.
PMDD.
Go ahead.
I was just tracing it back to when I first started noticing it was like maybe sophomore year of high school.
Hmm.
And again, that it was kind of just like, damn, like I'm super fucking depressed today. Like nothing is really wrong in my life. You know, I was like, I have great friends, great family. You know, like I was pretty happy in life, but I just felt so sad some days. But it's also kind of one of those things that like no one ever really talks about. So I just kind of thought it was normal. I just was like, oh well, like everyone gets this way. So I never really noticed it as like a problem or anything. And that's why like I didn't even know it even had a name until what, like last year or something, when I was like talking to a coworker and she was like,
Mhm.
do you have PMDD? And I was like, what's that?
Fuck is that?
Like, I looked it up. I was like, oh shit, I do.
Like the glass shattering, bro.
Yeah.
On How I Met Your Mother.
But yeah, and I mean, I kind of looked into like treatments for it and stuff, and like you can take like antidepressants or whatever, but I don't want to do that. Then there's like some like natural remedies, which is just like exercise more, eat better. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Okay, bud, what's running gonna do for me?
Hey, don't underestimate a runner's high, bro. That shit. But obviously, like it's not.
But do you
It's
want
not-
to do that when you're
You're-
depressed?
No, yeah, like
No.
obviously it doesn't
And on your
replace like,
period?
it doesn't replace it doesn't replace like actual like medical therapies. Like I can just imagine like I'm not being like like sprinting up a hill or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna be
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Been that before too.
But obviously like exercise can help you. You know, but like I said,
Yeah.
it's not like a treatment plan. It's like a supplement to what you what you can't do. But
Yeah.
go on. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
I
how do you
don't
cope
know,
with
that-
that then? Like if you don't take any medicine.
I feel like luckily for me, I'm like, well, this will end eventually. Like I know it kind of has like an expiration date.
Hmm.
So, I mean,
7
that
days.
helps.
So hard. Is it smart?
It
So hard.
spans. I don't know actually. I kind of just
dug
wait it out.
You just dug it out too.
You just
I don't know if that's the best.
You just
but-
wake up one day like, oh, I'm good.
It's
Nice.
like
no, actually,
when it's like onset,
it's
it's
usually
like,
the day I get my period. It's like clouds have like flown away, like sun is out again. I'm just like, oh, like
Wait, the
There
day
I
you get
am.
your period or the day you?
the
Get
day
off
I
it.
get it.
Oh.
okay. So pretty
Wait.
much,
What?
what's weird about it?
You
She's
you hear
on
what
your
I'm saying?
period, yeah. When you're on your period, you're good, but when you're off your period,
Yeah, because it's PM. It's like PMS,
ah,
so pre-menstrual.
Yeah.
So so pretty
got it,
much
got it,
like
got
you
it.
just take comfort in knowing that it's gonna be temporary and that it will end like pretty soon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So here's the problem with being a guy. I was like,
okay,
wait.
yeah. Okay, so my problem or like my confusion was always that I thought all the symptoms came with the period.
yeah. That's where I was
No.
at too.
It
It's all
comes. It
before.
all comes before.
Mhm. It's like leading
okay,
up to
leading
it.
up to the period, and then once the period hits, it clears.
Yeah.
It's like the
Usually how
dam
it
is
is.
releasing the river,
Okay.
and the river is your problems,
Okay.
and the dam is your vagina.
Okay. I think we get it.
Okay.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about social anxiety at all?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I should probably because I have a lot of that.
I can help you talk about it.
Yeah, give me a starting point. How do I just jump in?
It's just like being. It's hard for her to talk to people that she's not comfortable around.
Yeah,
I would say like
I
going to
definitely
like
have a lot of walls up,
yeah.
and I have to like. I feel like I have to always like feel people out to see
Yeah.
like if they'll maybe like
Mhm.
understand me or like get my jokes because I feel like
Like she can't just go up and start talking to somebody.
yeah.
I feel like that's kind of normal though, because I
For some
actually feel
people.
a lot. I
Yeah.
feel very similar to like I feel like I have to like kind of feel someone's vibe before I start like using certain types of humor. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's true. Yeah.
I always start off like fairly basic generic humor, like oh this job, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then once you get to know them, it's like and where
yeah.
what
yeah,
types
definitely.
of jokes you can use with certain people and whatnot. Like
It's like yeah. It's just the
So,
more
how-
comfortable you get with somebody, the more you're
Yeah.
able to be free.
But sometimes, I guess, yeah, that's maybe not the best example, but like sometimes for me, it's like, it has to do with like strangers. Like even I feel like I used to get a lot at the gym when I would just be like waiting to
Oh,
use
yeah,
a
yeah,
machine
yeah.
or something, and then I'd be like, "Fuck!" Like I am so awkward. Like I look like such a loser just standing here waiting for this dumbbell or whatever. And that's where I'm like, damn, like everyone's looking at me. Everyone's like
Yeah.
just looking at what a weirdo I am. I feel like that's where it like all builds up.
Or even at like the most basic social anxiety, like I'll like order food for you still sometimes.
Yeah, because I'm like, damn, I'm gonna pronounce this
Yeah.
wrong.
So it's like, even
That's
like,
'cause that's actually happened. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
fucking loser.
yeah, like
It's okay
It's
to
just
do
it's
that.
all in my head, and like
Yeah.
it's
that's
just
what it
very,
is. Though.
like-
It's a mental health problem.
No, I actually feel the gym one a lot, bro. Like, not
Oh, no, yeah.
gonna lie, a lot of times I'm like, I don't even ask them what's stepped on. If it's taken, I was like, fuck, let me just go do something else. And hopefully by the time I'm done with that machine,
well,
that machine's freed up. Like that's how
guess
I.
I'm done today. Got my workout.
That happens a lot to me too. Like I'm like,
No,
damn, bro. Like, dude,
don't know.
I hate leg days at my gym because all the machines are always things like,
Mm.
all right, guess I'll
Every
just walk
day.
or something. Like, you know, like what
I'll
if
just do air squats.
So I actually I
Yeah.
feel that one. The ordering one, not so much, but
It's hard.
Uh-huh.
Let's say something that helped me with the gym anxiety though is that you just kind of realize that like no one's really paying attention to you.
That's what I helped you with.
like, yeah, because like even like looking like internally, like am I worried about everyone else? No, I'm worried about me.
Yeah.
And I'm worried
Mhm.
about everyone looking at me.
yeah,
Almost
that's what I
like,
told
it's
you.
me.
I was like, I always told her when she would like text me that she was scared. Like, babe, I promise you, not
Yeah.
a single person in there cares about you.
Like, what?
No, true. No.
Like, wait.
They're not looking at me.
I was like, they'll answer your question and they'll go right back to doing what they're doing.
yeah.
They're not in the back of their head thinking, "Damn, this girl's waiting for me. I gotta hurry up." No, they're gonna finish out.
I'm not gonna lie, I
they
do
might.
that.
They might, but,
like it's nothing to be concerned
yeah,
about.
that's not
Yeah,
your problem.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they just don't care about you, bro. Like, just do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's in there to get better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's also just, I guess, moving out of the gym scenario too, just thinking about like interactions I have with like strangers or even like sometimes coworkers I don't talk to that often. It's kind of just like I might think about that interaction so much and they probably don't even remember it.
What do I always say?
You're
Tell
never
me,
gonna
boys.
see these people again.
Tell me this. What do I always say, boys?
You're never
cares?
gonna see them again, so why
Oh,
even
yeah.
bother?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, but coworkers, I will see them
that's
again.
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
That's different.
I will see them tomorrow.
Yeah.
But like strangers, you're never gonna see them again, and they're gonna forget about it in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Nah, but
Not-
I'm
not
overthinking
necessarily,
too,
but
though.
yeah.
but I'm overthinking.
it's a good
too,
mindset
though,
to
so-
have.
No, yeah, it's definitely a great like way to look at things, but
Yeah.
it is
I was
what it
talking
is.
mad shit. Like about it's still okay to mispronounce things, but like I can't tell you how many times like I'll talk about people that come up and be like, "Oh, can I get a strawberry acai?"
Oh,
Or like strawberry
dumbass
acai.
bitch.
Acai is
Dude.
crazy.
A queen?
Dude, I could go on for days about all the mispronunciations that I've heard, but
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. It's
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
it happened.
Yeah,
It's
if I
kind of
know-
funny.
If I know what you're talking about, you're good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make fun of you in the moment. I'm gonna make fun of you after you
After,
leave.
yeah. Well, tell my coworkers exactly what you said, but
I might go on Reddit and be like, "You ain't never gonna believe this one."
He just takes out his phone and sort of cry. Hey, say that again. What do you want?
what the fuck did you just say, loser? Learn how to fucking pronounce words. Yeah.
But
Who the
it's
fuck
okay.
says plutonic? This guy's
Plutonic.
plutonic.
An element in the periodic table or some shit like
Pluton. oh
Oh,
shit.
man.
All right. Back to it. Is that? I think. Yeah. Did you want to end on that?
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
How do you cope with social anxiety?
I think as I gotten older, I've just learned not to care as much. Like the whole thing, like people aren't always focused on me, which sounds kind of vain, but it's also just like obviously I'm focused on me because I'm me, but like who like do I focus on other people that much? No, so why should I expect
Yeah.
them to focus on me that much?
I feel like it's also like, at some point, like, or at some level, you have to care about what others think of you.
Mhm.
But like, I feel like for me, of course I do care what others think of me, but like I said, it's like it's to a certain point.
But sorry, are you a people pleaser?
Yes, I
See, I
Yeah.
feel like that's where also mine comes from. Is like I'm such a people pleaser, so I'm like
Yeah.
I want everyone to like me.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to love me, but everyone has to like me.
You are preaching to the choir, sister.
Low key, yeah, right. Yeah.
I feel like that's also where it comes from.
I see this a lot at work. Like, there's a lot of beef at my work. Like, a lot of people like don't like each other, and then it comes to me, and I was like, bro, I ain't got no beef with nobody.
I'm just trying to
Like,
clock in, clock
I'm
out.
just chilling, bro. Like,
Heard.
I think it's because I'm friendly to everybody,
Mm.
and like that's just like I'm a generally friendly person.
Right.
I'd say,
Yes.
I agree.
and yeah, just like that's the vibe I give off. And like, if you have a problem with me, then fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel Haley too. Because like the way I think about it too is especially in like the workplace, like you are generally safer in terms of like promotions or like from firing or whatever if you're well liked
Yeah, that's
versus
true, yeah.
like if you're competent.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for the most part, obviously there's certain fields where that would imply like if you're a doctor, I hope you're competent.
Yeah.
But like in terms of like just like the corporate space is like the more well liked you are, the better off you are for promotions, being like the first one off
Yeah,
the list for
definitely,
like layoffs,
Yeah.
whatever. But I think the one thing that always kind of stuck with me, like I still think that way too. Like we're like, fuck, I hope everyone likes me. But then I remember reading something where it's like, you could be like
The sweetest peach.
Yeah, the sweetest, juiciest peach, but there's still gonna be people out there that don't like peaches.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you could be the
a
pinnacle
great-
of something,
It's a great metaphor.
but there's still gonna be people who don't
Yes.
like that something. Like,
Yeah.
you're always gonna be the villain in someone's story. It doesn't matter, like
Yeah.
how you operate
Exactly.
or what you do.
Like there's not one thing in this world that everybody will
universally
Yeah,
like.
just think about it. Just think about it. You'll see
Yeah.
those videos all the time on YouTube, right? It's like a little kid or something. Oh, like, oh, I'm cancer free, and you'll see dislikes. Like, damn, that's like D1 hating. like
A leukemia fan or whatever. Damn, you didn't get him this time. Fuck.
like it's like that Kodak Black me was like, I support breast cancer. It's like, no, you're supposed to support the awareness, bro, not the cancer. It's like that. It's like at the end of the day, you know, like you just gotta understand, not everyone's gonna like you, and
Yeah.
you have to come to terms with that. I think
Yeah.
that's really the only way you can look at it, which is not very helpful in
hard.
by itself. Yeah, because I still hope like, you know, coworkers and everyone likes me, but at the end of the day, it's like, whatever, bro. It's like,
It's hard because I feel like I'm a people pleaser and a perfectionist.
Oh,
That's
me
tough.
too.
So it's like
Me
not only do
three.
people have to like me, but I have to have like some kind of thing with everyone. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like I don't know.
That,
It's
that could be like a good transition into Jay's.
Oh, is it?
It could be. It's Jay's turn to talk.
Is it?
I don't know. Jay was just like full on agreeing. Like,
Oh no,
full-
I'm with everybody.
yeah, I'm
I-
vibing with it.
Please keep going. If you have more to say, that's not.
no, I'm good.
Oh,
All right,
Yeah.
Jalen.
I don't know where to begin. There was a lot of great points made tonight that I agreed with wholeheartedly. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking this. I think that's probably going last. I've been thinking this whole time. I'm like, what am I gonna say? And then now I'm just like, fuck.
Now that
It's like now it's all been
Yeah,
said.
now it's all been I'll do a little bit of everything, I guess. So, I actually I can't even forward to there now. I would say my mental health journey, or like my awareness of it, became apparent when I was in senior year of high school. It wasn't like so much what was happening to me. It was like I was starting to encounter a lot more people that were dealing with issues of like depression and anxiety and stuff like that. And at the time, I couldn't really fathom it. Like I was just like, why not just be happy? Like I don't,
Yeah.
you know, you could just
Yeah.
choose to not feel that way. You know, like I don't know. But I think that was just because I had such an easygoing life, and I never had anything super traumatic happen to me, I guess. Like, I mean, I've experienced like deaths at that point. I experienced breakups, but nothing that like prevented me from thinking like, oh, tomorrow will be a better day, or you know, like there's still the bright side to look over at. That changed when I was a freshman in college, going through my, I guess, last breakup.
FDB
We don't fuck with K still.
Yeah.
to this day.
To this day.
To this day.
Um, I feel like that one was just really hard because like I felt so isolated and so alone. I don't feel that bad talking about it now, but like the way that the breakup had happened, well, we had broken up once, or like broken up officially, but we were still kind of like talking off and on, like still getting together and seeing each other. But the way that the last breakup had happened was like I was like legitimately ghosted. Like we were in the middle of a conversation and then she blocked me on everything and like never heard from her again. Or like I guess I can't say everything because I could have texted her, but as we had mentioned previously, like I didn't have the best relationship with her mom, and I knew her mom went through her text messages, so it didn't really feel like there was any point texting her directly like that. But like as far as like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, like I was blocked on everything like that. Felt like I could still message her through, and that was just really hard. I feel like because at that point I had planned out like my future with this person, like I had devoted myself completely to her, and to go from to having some sort of idea of like where my life was going next and like feeling like I'm on top of the world or whatever to suddenly looking around and feeling like I had nothing was really difficult for me. And I feel like when I talked to Nick about how he handled his breakup, like a lot of
Hella parallels.
there's so many parallels that like I'm not gonna
Dude,
go
no
through
bullshit. When I was telling Jay, I was like, when I was going through my shit, I was like, dude, I'm fucking crazy. Like I was like, bro, how could I even imagine? Like, why did I even do that? And I was like, I literally thought I was like, dude, there's no way someone else would have been stupid enough to do what I just did. And he's like, no, bro, I did that too.
Not me feeling FOMO.
Over this.
No, I'm just kidding. That's a great thing to miss out on.
Aw, I can't relate to desperation. Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh my god. No, but yeah, like honestly though, me and Nick like bar for bar, we were like going for it though.
Dude, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because like at the time, like it almost brought me out of depression. I was like, you did that too? Like everything I said, he's like, been there, done that. I was like, are you serious?
I thought I was on something.
No, it kind of helped me too because I was just like, damn, I'm really like low-key psychotic. Like nobody else I know would ever do such a thing. And then Nick would tell me that he did. I was like, oh shit, okay. So I'm like low-key normal. Like this is okay. But yeah, I feel like going through that breakup anyway was like really what set me on that path. I started to like cut myself off from everybody just because like things were kind of I felt like my life fell apart. I started to fail my classes, like, and like I literally just told the friend group that I had at the time, I was like, I'm going off the grid. Do not talk to me. Like, and I just didn't text anybody. Like it was just literally me and myself for like a month, just because I didn't want to deal with anybody. And like I felt like nobody would understand me anyway. So it wasn't the best choice. Honestly, I definitely should have reached out to people and like let myself be comforted. But it didn't feel like anything anybody would say was going to make me feel better.
Did anyone try to reach out?
They did. Yeah, they had all messaged me individually just saying like, hey, I don't know what you're going through, but like I'm here and like when you're ready, like please come back. But I didn't even reply to that. Like at that point, I was just like, it was seen. I might have like liked the message or whatever, but like I didn't even reply because I just couldn't deal emotionally. I couldn't deal with it. But yeah, I feel like that set me on the path to going to therapy, and I was doing that for a while. I will say my first like attempt, the therapist, I did not really get along with.
Not the vibe.
Well, okay. To her point, she might have had a point, but like when we were talking about everything that I was going through, because it was bad. Like they had me fill out the questionnaire, to see like to see where I was with my mental health, and like I had checked a lot of boxes. So they had me like pegged for depression, anxiety, and like PTSD, and and I was just like talking to her about it, and so then she was like, I don't think you're depressed. I think you're just going through a breakup. And I was like,
damn.
You just invalidated my emotions right now. Like,
I don't think that would have. I don't think that's the best way to
Yeah.
talk to your
No, like,
patient.
yeah, even if you thought that, like, and even if it was true, you could have put it way.
yeah, I feel like you could
stronger,
have
right?
done it a lot better way, you know. But
yeah, continue.
so yeah, that caused me to switch over, and I was like, I need to find a new therapist because this is not working out. Like, and then I found a new one, and I was with her for a while. Would have kept going, but she left Kaiser, and I was just like,
Well,
now I'm too lazy to find another one. And
now my insurance doesn't cover it, and I gotta start over from square one.
I have to like tell someone else like my entire trauma again. I'm like, dude, that's how it worked. Like,
It's like last season on. It's like the recap.
That you missed.
but I think I'm better now. I don't think it's as necessary. I feel like therapy is good for anybody to go through. Honestly, like you don't have to be going through anything. I think it's just a healthy way to cope with whatever you're going through.
I think like if you went through therapy, then you wouldn't have all those logs because you would have had someone to talk to.
I agree. I was gonna bring
Kinda,
that up
like-
too.
That's true. I think also maybe not. I don't know. It's weird because like the way I try to talk about things sometimes, like I won't be. The word's not honest, but like I'll purposely omit things because
Which
like
I did, too.
feel like if I really said like some things, like you guys A wouldn't get it, and B was like, all right, Nick's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it would cross that point. So like I'm sure even if I got a therapist, like it probably would have been a lot less frequently. But I think at the end of the day, I probably still would have ended up making them. But I would agree that
It would
it
have
would have been like way less frequent. I think,
Yeah.
and it potentially probably could have helped. But yeah,
Building off of that, I think I was just gonna say like, I also felt like the friends that I was closer to at the time, like, I didn't want to be a burden. I always felt like I was bringing down the mood, and like, I'm always talking about the same shit, like, oh, my breakup, whatever, like, you know.
no, you guys know.
Yeah. But I think going to therapy helps because like in my head, I'm like, I'm literally paying you to listen to me, like.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for me to like
Do your job.
Yeah, like you have to listen. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
It's like, I can't feel bad.
yeah,
Your whole session is la 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 la. You have problems and I don't. La 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 la.
but I mean, yeah, I think that helped out a lot because I would like Nick. I was well for me. I wasn't doing the voice message. I was journaling a lot because I felt like that was enough for me to just get it out of my head. But I think going to therapy and having someone like actually listen to me and like validate me without feeling like I'm burdening them was very important to help me cope with it. Nowadays, I would say I'm not as depressed, but I definitely still get like bursts, you know, just like when
Once
I
a
don't.
month.
Might be something else.
It's like an X on his calendar. It's like, fuck, it's coming up.
Fuck, May 5th. Oh, shit.
I will say I'm very prone to seasonal depression. So I think like the
Yeah.
timing of it all too was like seasonal depression added on to like actual depression. Like fuck.
Yeah.
But I also want to clarify like a lot of times I was like it wasn't because I'm like I thought something you said was funny. It's like I linked something you said to like a joke I would have made.
Oh, no, same,
It's like,
same.
like when you said that, I was like, you know, the audience like, get out me head. I don't know what to think no more. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
No?
do.
I don't.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't know what to think no more. I've seen that.
Like, yeah, but no, like every time it does, and I'm laughing at you. It's like
No,
my
same.
own fucked up head is like
Yeah.
making a joke that
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to make.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
earlier in the pod when Nick was
Yeah,
anytime you mentioned
spilling.
anytime you mentioned a song earlier, Nick, like I would like sing it a little, and Haley would like start laughing, and I'd see Haley laughing, and I was laughing. I was like, we're not supposed to be laughing right now.
It just made me like laugh hard, and I was like, I can't even. Look
The
at
first
you
one
right
was like, we're like, I saw everybody boot up, and I was like, boot
Yeah, I
up.
heard. No, I heard
Yeah, I
that.
heard that one.
I was like, I'm gonna just continue. I don't want to.
And then you
I didn't
said,
laugh at all.
and then you said the James Arthur song, "See You."
Yeah,
Wanna
like,
Go."
because I know you guys. Like, I know you guys wouldn't like, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Not laughing at your pain.
Yeah, laughing at
Maybe you
something,
were, but, you know.
something completely opposite that's somewhat related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just want
yeah.
to clarify.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to touch on, Jay?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, my head is pretty scatterbrained right now. But
How are you feeling right now?
like in
Like
this
you're-
current moment, or
Like in this,
I'm pretty caffeinated.
in this,
but-
in this point in time, how's your mental health?
It's a lot better, but I think that is due to like me working out consistently.
Maybe exercise does help.
Damn, yeah. I mean, just look at his body.
I was gonna say it earlier, but I didn't want to
I
like.
can't take my eyes off.
What you call it? Stop.
Sorry.
No, because I noticed like when I start to get depressed again, like I stop working out, and it's just like that only makes me feel worse.
Can I relate to that? I think I relate to that.
I think part of it because we grew up athletes, like
Yeah.
we're working out every
shit.
day, like to like whether it's a practice or a game, like
shit.
and then to go from that to like literally just sitting around all day, it's like you're not used to. That's not how you were built.
Damn.
You know what's crazy? At one point, everyone here was an athlete except for me.
I think I just had a realization.
No, but you know what I was thinking, Jay? Like, would you say it's like this? It's like it didn't necessarily make you feel better, but it's like now it's like fuck. Now I got another thing to worry about. Does that make sense? Like, so I'm already sad from this situation, but now like I'm also not working out. So like it adds on to so like you're removing a factor to be depressed about though, right? Rather than it making you feel better. Would you say it's like that? Or is it a bit of both? Like it makes you feel better, but also like that's one less thing to worry about type of situation.
I guess a little bit of both. More like working out helps me because like on days when I don't work out, I'm just like I feel sluggish and like my brain just doesn't like fully function. I feel like. Yeah.
I just had a big realization after you like said like the whole like we grew up athletes and like not having that anymore is a big change. Like when I didn't make the basketball team my freshman year, that was like that one hit me hard.
Yeah.
And it was like I always felt like I was playing catch up from then on because like I was like a year behind in basketball and I didn't play like AAU or club or whatever. So it was like I always felt a step behind of like people my own age or like and like going into college, like after high school ended, is like like we didn't play sports anymore. So yeah, that is a big part of my life.
I mean, you did play in
Glass shatter.
that recreational league, and then shit happened
Oh yeah,
right before the cruise.
yeah. And then I sprained my LCL.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Glass shatter.
No, yeah, I just think about because like when I was a kid, like again, I used to cry a lot, but there was one practice when like I don't know what I was going through at school, but I was just like I was not doing well. Then I started crying at practice, and my dad was like, "I can't deal with this right now." Like he told my his friend, who's one of the other coaches, like talk to my kid because like I trust you with him, and like I have to run practice, and so then the guy's talking to me, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "No, I've been having a really bad day, and like I feel like everything sucks right now." And he was like, "That's like the beauty of sports, it's the beauty of baseball, like." At that moment, you're just playing. Like everything else fades away. Like just focus on this moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Just use it to escape.
Yeah.
It's like shit.
I'm like, oh, you're
shit.
right.
He's like, you on something? You might have a point there.
Like 6 or 7. But yeah, I think about a lot of things, or like what I was doing before, like before I had depression, I guess. Because I remember like watching this TikTok about like this lady saying like, oh, like my daughter complains that she's like unhappy and like, okay, what are you doing with your life now that's different from when you were happy? And so you're like, she kind of breaks it down like, well, back then I was seeing my friends consistently because I was, I was in high school.
Damn.
Like I saw my friends like 5 days a week. I had dinner with my parents like at least 3 times a week. Like I was working out because I was in sports, I was doing XYZ, and then like now it's like I'm always working. Like I don't have time to do that, or like I don't get a full 8 hours of sleep or whatever. So she's like, okay, well, now that you know that, what are you gonna do to change it? Like if you knew that you were happy back then, and this is what you were doing, and now you're not doing it anymore, and now you're not happy. So try to find ways to like kind of replicate that.
Yeah.
So for me, that's where I'm at now. I feel like I work out because that's my time. Instead of playing baseball, like now I'm in the gym. Or like I'm rock climbing. I don't get to see you guys as often, but like, once a week is something. I have a girlfriend, getting to see her. That's like my going out time or like my socialization time, I guess. Going to work, going to school. Like it's not really happiness, but it's just like something to get me out. And then trying to sleep consistently, eat, not necessarily right, just, enough.
Not terrible.
Yeah. Because like back in high school, I was like, my lunch.
Pizza and a Coke.
Not even a piece of it. It was literally a can of Coke. That was it.
Fucking every day, first period art.
There
Boy,
was
the smoothie, the fruit
smoothie.
smoothie, and the red Solo cup, bro. Every day without fail.
Would you make your own smoothie?
Yeah.
What kind of smoothie?
I just like a bunch
Bunch of
of
purple. It was always like
frozen
purple.
fruits that I blended up with like lemonade or
Some-
no apple juice. I think.
Some Akui.
Yeah.
Tamaqui.
There was like strawberries, blueberries, like raspberries, a bunch of berries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Um,
I don't think I've ever made a smoothie with apple juice before.
oh yeah, it's good.
I don't think I've made a smoothie period before. But I don't have a blender though. I don't have like a blender or like a bullet or anything like
I
that.
think it's what it's called, the bullet.
NutriBullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Like the
NutriBullet.
Ninja something or some shit.
Yeah, that's the one.
NutriBullet.
Oh, it's the same thing. It's like the brand and the name of the item. Because I know that like when I
Oh,
used to
I
work
don't
at
know.
Target, there was like this thing like Ninja something or whatever.
I just call it the NutriBullet.
cool.
Yeah.
Dope. All right.
Word. That's real.
Right. But yeah, Jay's helped me. Jay could be my therapist.
I will charge a fee.
One kiss.
Uh,
One kiss is all it takes.
fall in
love with me.
Possibilities.
You can tell the story about that song.
I think we have before. I don't know actually.
I don't know if you have.
Wait, there's something related. Am I missing something?
Yeah.
You were there.
You were there, bro.
Us
Come on.
three.
On the way to the wedding rehearsal.
Bro, remember I left hella shit in like the at
Oh
Haley's
yes,
house.
yes.
At Haley's house,
That's like a
and then
long
we were
time.
like, we were just trying
You were
to get.
thinking about like grabbing the rack and holding it outside the window while we're driving.
Yeah. But we were like, okay, this is a funny story about Dua Lipa's "One Kiss Is All It Takes." But yeah, the night before
on
the
a
wedding,
funny
the
note.
wedding rehearsal, we were like on the way there, and I was in charge of like bringing shit, and I thought I had it with me, and then I ended up not having it, so we had to go back to Haley's house, and then back to the hotel. We were like,
Mhm.
nope, it's not there. Back to Haley's house, and then to the rehearsal, and we were the last ones there. And then on the way, I was like, oh, we need a song to get hype. And I put on Dua Lipa's "One Kiss Is All It Takes." We had the windows down, music blasting. We were like, "One kiss is all it
And we were
takes."
singing that shit
Hell
hella
Yeah,
loud.
and I was speeding, bro. It was like a 35. I think I was going
Motherfucker
70.
doing like 70, swerving in and out of lanes.
Yeah, I was like, "One kiss is all it takes." Possible.
I wonder what people driving by you heard. They just do like one kiss. One kiss.
Oh yeah, because it's like so quick. It's like,
Was that Dua Lipa?
Yeah, that was
funny.
that's funny. Yeah,
I did not remember that until you started like putting in some more details.
Putting
Oh,
the pieces
yeah.
together.
Yeah, because the thing I
I
really
can see the
remember,
hamster running, dude.
like,
Like-
the thing I really remember is like was it the rack of suits or something, right?
Yeah.
Like so, like, did you ever tell Haley about that thing? So like,
yeah.
no, so like the thing that really sticks out is like you forgot the rack, and so I think we were at the hotel and we are gonna go back, and the hotel was pretty close to Haley's house. So like, I was like, oh, it's not gonna fit in the trunk. What do we do? And so like, so I was like, bro, I think was I shotgun or was I in the back?
You were in.
You were
You were in
shotgun.
the, yeah.
So he was telling like, he was like, Nick, I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna drive. We're gonna roll the windows down for you. You hold onto the rack while I drive it to the hotel.
Yeah, it was like, it was like you hold the front and
Yeah.
Jay holds the back.
Because there's wheels on the bottom of the rack, so it's like, oh, roll along with the car.
No, we didn't end up doing it.
We thought
no,
about
no,
it.
No. We weren't gonna roll it. We were gonna just hold it.
Oh, like suspend it?
Yeah,
Like,
because it was light. Because there was nothing on it.
oh,
it was just the
I
rack.
read that. I heard
the
that wrong because I
seats
thought you were
on
like,
it?
oh, it's just
Oh,
roll
yeah.
along.
No,
with
it was just the rack. So we were just. I was gonna have you guys just like fucking hold it out.
But
Like
the whole idea of it was that's why I always remember it. Like that's the one thing I really remember. It's like we were really about to do that.
hey, whatever we needed to do.
Yeah, it ain't weird if it works, right?
Yeah, right.
yeah. Sidetrack real quick. Had nothing to do with mental health.
I mean, music is very important.
That is
to
true.
mental health.
Music can be an escape.
Yeah.
When them lyrics be hitting, when them lyrics be lyricking.
I think I'm going kind of crazy in this quarantine. You guys remember that, Bob?
Yes, I do. I know. That sound I remember.
Okay. I think it's a
So,
good place to end it. Or did you guys
yeah,
have
I
anything
mean,
else?
I just thought like some closing words.
Yeah, I was gonna have some too.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say
Nice.
like if you're ever going through something that's like and you feel like you're alone or whatever, and you do decide to turn to like alcohol or drugs or whatever, I would say if you're gonna go that route, don't do that every day. I would try to space it out as much as you can, as much as it's bearable. Also, I would not recommend any hallucinogenic. They're
Don't do
terrible
that when you're
to take when you're in a bad mental state.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely make it worse.
Mhm.
I only mention this because I seen this Twitter thread. Someone's like, "Wow, shrooms really does cure depression." I was like, "Do not
No,
take
no,
shrooms.
no, 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 no,
You're
brother,
down in the
no.
dumps." I was like, "That's probably the worst thing you could do." So if you're gonna go the route of like taking some kind of substance and dissociating, just stick with the normal stuff. Don't do anything hard. Like, like hard liquor, regular like beer, whatever, weed, whatever. That's fine. But
don't get dependent on it.
Exactly, and be able to realize and recognize when's the problem. You know, like if you have friends like you've been smoking a lot or whatever the case is, like, or like if you wake up in the morning, the first thing you reach for is your pen. Like you're not reaching for your phone to check the time or whatever. You're not taking it like reaching for a water bottle. The first thing you do, like awake and bake every day, whatever. Like
it was that bad. That's
no,
not what I was doing.
I'm not specifically referencing you. I'm just saying like because I know like a lot of teenagers on like because for some reason I'm on like a lot of high school TikTok. I don't know why. Like there's a lot of I'll see like a lot of high school perspective type TikToks, and it's like it'll be like some high school sophomore, like a whole arsenal of pens. Like bro, I'm 25, I have one. And like these dudes are like taking blinkers on the daily, going to the bathroom to smoke during class, whatever. It's like, I think like that's why I'm making the point is like, cause I know they're not going to stop. They're already on that shit. But like, I think the only exception I ever give, Seth, is your dad. Your dad is so high functioning when he's high. Like, so that's not a problem.
He's probably high right now.
I don't think I've ever.
Probably.
Yeah.
Unless he's asleep.
I don't think I've ever like talked to him where he's like fully 100% sober. And I'm sure he'd be very irritable if he was.
Probably.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
So yeah, I would say that.
Cranky.
And if you feel like you really don't have anyone to talk to, a therapist is always a good, option. I wouldn't feel ashamed to like ask friends if they know if you don't know where to start. I wouldn't feel ashamed to ask friends. Like, hey, have you ever seen one? Have you ever thought about seeing one? Like, what did you do? Like, or a simple Google search. I would say I wouldn't recommend BetterHelp. I feel like there's a lot of scandals.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
I saw a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of them
BetterHelp.
aren't even like licensed professionals, so I wouldn't
use
recommend that.
BetterHelp. Used to.
Yeah. Good thing you don't anymore. I saw one where literally a therapist on BetterHelp deleted himself.
The therapist?
Yeah, the
Like,
therapist
during the session, or
not during the session.
That'd be
but,
so
like,
traumatizing.
That's why I was like,
Leaves.
damn.
But like, I forgot what TikTok it was, but like they were talking about their experience with that specific therapist, and he helped like other people that they knew, and he was like, yeah, this was not the guy, and then that therapist ended up like.
Oh.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I would say, I honestly, I'd say like if you have insurance, like if you have Kaiser or whatever, that's probably the best place to start. Maybe like if your routine checkup's coming up, you can ask the doctor about it because I'm sure a lot of you won't want to tell your parents if you're not like super tight knit with them. And then I guess a final thing from me is like if you notice one of your friends is being super nice out of nowhere, like when they were in a slump, they were depressed, and all of a sudden they're acting super jolly, super nice, whatever. I say you should check out on them pretty immediately because that's generally a sign of like, I think like, yeah, like they're about to check out because like the reasoning behind it is like they've been depressed for so long and they finally figured out like, fuck, I'm just going to end it. And that's where they get the relief from. They think that they're approaching the solution to their problem, and that's why they're, relieved. And so if you see a sudden switch up, it might not be anything serious, but at the same time, it's like it wouldn't hurt to check. You never know. Like
just keep checking up on your loved
yeah,
ones.
like if you know someone's going through something, you don't know, like your message or you reaching out could be the thing that prevents them from doing whatever they would have done if nobody checked in. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even have to like be like there with them to talk them through anything. Like just I think the idea of them knowing that you are willing to and that you understand that they're going through something is good enough, I think.
Yeah.
But that's what I would say.
I was gonna say like we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg with what we talked about. Mental health is as broad as it can be, as it like there's so much things that can fall under mental health. So if you don't relate with anything that we say, that does not invalidate what you are feeling. All right? So like if you feel like completely opposite of how we feel, but you feel like a certain way, then like that's like perfectly fine. We're not shaming you for not feeling the same way we do. Like you have your feelings and you're valid to feel that way. Like no matter what you're going through. All right?
Feelings are always valid.
Yeah, don't let anybody tell you how to feel either. Okay? Like you should feel how you want to feel, honestly. And yeah, like check up on your loved ones, all the time. Even if you haven't talked to them in a while, it's always refreshing to talk to people that you haven't talked to in a while. And like keep those relationships close to heart.
I would say a big thing like is even if you're not going through anything, just like whenever you think of somebody, just text
Yeah.
them. Like,
Like, even if
it's
you have
always
a-
nice to hear from someone you
even
haven't
if,
heard from
like-
in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like even if you have like a quick memory of them, like you think about them for a second, like just check up on them.
Yeah, just be like, hey,
Yeah.
I thought about you. I hope you're doing good. Like
Yeah.
it's nice to hear.
Like I just hung out with a friend that I would say I talk to like maybe like once or twice a year.
Mm.
But like,
Mm.
what do you say more? Well, like I just had dinner with her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. I
Yeah,
forgot.
like it's to the point like we will talk and like catch up like once a year, and like we'll still say happy birthday to each other every year. But like it's still nice to like to see her and like have dinner with her.
Mhm.
So it's like a lot of it for me. I was gonna go back to this. A lot of it is like coping for me is like just being with people.
Mm-hmm.
Is like because like I can't be sad if I'm surrounded by people that I love. Because like it's like that. Like remember when you were younger, like you wake up, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna be sad at school today, and like you try being sad at school, but then you're around your friends and they say one joke, and you're like,
Damn.
damn, that was
Yeah.
good, bro.
Yeah.
You got me.
Like I never felt that exactly, but I remember like as a kid, like I'd be mad like at the nighttime, and like I'm gonna show my mom, like I'm gonna show my
Yeah.
mom, like I'm gonna show her a lesson, like I'm gonna be mad tomorrow too. And I'd wake up and I don't feel mad in the slightest, like, and then I start getting mad that I'm not mad. It's like what the fuck, bro? Like I made a point to try to be mad today.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think like I remember distinctively, Seth. I remember we were having this conversation. I think you invited me to see a movie. I think. And then I was like, bro, I low key don't want to go. Like what if I start crying or whatever? Because it was like pretty early on.
Oh
And
yeah.
then,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you're like, hey, fuck it, bro. If you cry or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, because like I was like, at the time I was like, I didn't want like strangers to see like, oh, this dude just crying. I know, like we're watching Spider-Man. Like, what the fuck's so sad about Spider-Man? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think like having friends that check in on you really does help a lot. I remember that because I'm usually not the person to invite people to go out somewhere. So having like you guys invite me to do stuff was nice to kind of like take my mind off of it, or at least a little bit, for whatever the duration was.
Yeah. This pod helps a lot. I'd say it's like a very nice way to like just wind down and like just hang out and just like bullshit with you guys.
Shoot the shit.
Yeah. I always look forward to it every week, even if we don't have a topic to discuss. Or we have to think of one on the spot, or we forget to shoot the thumbnail.
Right, yeah.
Really quick, have you seen that? Did you see the TikToks from Shits and Giggles?
Which pod is that one?
It's the one with the two black dudes that are British.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which one?
He's like, I'm asking, do you miss me when I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
around?
Yeah, I seen that one. They're
So-
funny too. They're funny too.
They
I like
should
those dudes.
collab.
I wish.
Did you guys send one of those to me where it's like, was it, he was reading like a Reddit thing? It's like, I caught my girl cheating on me, and when I confronted her, the dude who like she was cheating on me with, beat my ass and whatever. Was it that one? Did you
I think
guys?
that's one of them, yeah.
Is that the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that sounds like
Yeah,
them too.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Those
that's
guys are
very
pretty
funny. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a good
It's a good way to end.
way to end.
Mhm.
Hope you guys enjoyed this deep episode of 2.5 Asians, 3 Asians. Next week we have not discussed, so we will discuss after and look forward to it.
Do something light to even
Yeah,
out the
yeah.
heavy
We'll
one.
try to bring your spirits back
Another
up. and
game.
Another. Andre and Kyle, my
Yeah.
godbrothers,
Yeah.
they said they want to be on to play a game.
Word?
What kind of game?
Andre
Yeah.
said he likes Incoherent. We can do another round of Incoherent. Might be a little unfair.
I look you don't want to do that.
Nah, yeah.
If we do
If
that,
he
we can
likes to
something.
play, does that mean that he's
Okay.
played before? Like he
Exactly.
memorized the cards? Or like
I'm down to play if it's like a
Does it
podcast
like
where we try to get
flashcards?
smashed for. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to play that unsober.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
That might be
Not
have to
sober.
be on a weekend then.
Yeah, but if we're gonna play it again sober, I was like, I'm gonna
I have
to
a lot of
veto
It's
that.
tough.
weekends off.
It's
It's
tough.
coming up.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in again, and see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.